Good morning. It's Germaine, and this is the G Spot Experience. I am getting a little late start. Well, no, let me not say that because, I don't want to set any locked in time. Let's say that, right? Um, so today, this is the moment whereas I am taking my coffee break, and I wanted to bring, what today's brew was all about. So, on the G Spot Experience with your girl Germaine, today's brew is about the power of no. So, before we get into it, right, I want us to take a pause and pour into purpose. So, today we embrace the strength in setting boundaries, once again, boundaries like yesterday, and honoring your limits. So, this is maybe, I don't want to call it a part two of yesterday, but this is an extension, let's say that, of yesterday's message that was setting boundaries without guilt. But today, saying no isn't rejection, it's direction. It's how you protect your peace, your energy, and divine assignment. So I want you to remember this, and I'll reiterate it at the end, but let this be a reminder that no is a full sentence. All right. So with that being said, what I want to do, I want to start out by making sure everybody has their coffee, their tea, their juice, their water, whatever they're drinking on this coffee break. As you can see, I had to do an early morning airport run, so I ended up picking up coffee from the store and not brewing it myself. But nevertheless, I have my cup of coffee today. All right. And so, all right. So, with that being said, what I want to do is I definitely want to make sure I go live on Instagram because I thought I pressed it, but I forgot. So they missed that intro. And I'll reiterate that for all those that's going to chime in through Instagram. And if you are tuning in, I know these coffee breaks sometime are on the fly. They're not scheduled, so you're not able to plan it in. But just know the coffee breaks, at least the first one of the day, will take place in the morning between the hours of, let's say, 9, 10, maybe. Lately, it's been all around the hour of 10, between 10 and 10:30. But the reason I did not want to set a time is because, in life, life is life and things are happening. And I am going to commit to chiming in every day. But sometimes for my schedule, it's hard for me to say every day at 9 o'clock, I'm doing a coffee brew or we're going to take our coffee break. And what I realized just looking at the comments, and I am so appreciative of everybody that's chiming in and posting their messages and let me know what they think about these coffee break moments. I am thankful. So continue to do that. Continue to make suggestions so we could talk about it during our coffee break. I wanted to address just some people wanted to know what's the time every day. So just keep in mind, it like I said, it'll be between the hours. It could be, I'm sorry, I get up so early in the morning. It could be 8 o'clock from 8 in the morning to between 11. Let's just say it'll be before 12. Lately, it's been within the 10 o'clock hour. But the great thing about social media, and you can watch this on my Facebook Live, you can watch this on my Instagram Live, as well as my YouTube and my partner company through the Urban Bite Network on his YouTube also. But the thing about social media, you can always go back and play it and revisit it and make your comments and stay engaged with the community. So once again, continue to stay engaged. Continue to let me know your thoughts on the topics that I'm bringing to you because I want you to be a part of the discussion. So get in, post your comments and stuff. And thank you so much for those that are chiming in. Natasha, it is so good to see. Well, have you joined in? We haven't spoken in a while, so I'm so glad to see you joining in. But today, like I said, the topic is the power of no. Yesterday, we talked about some boundaries, and I just want to recap and how I stepped right into somebody else's stress. And yesterday was a trying day. So I had to realize, let me pull all the way out and follow my own mantras. And I have three mantras that I follow: be still, be watchful, and do not insert. And so the latter one, do not insert, I had to realize, stay out of it. This is their situation. And knowing my friend, she was going to work it out like she did. So once we got back on course, things worked out by the end of the night, and we're back on schedule as we agreed. So, but the reason I wanted to talk about the power of no, and let me reiterate this because Instagram, I didn't have it connected at the time. So today, in today's message, we embrace the strength in setting boundaries and honoring your limits, right? Saying no isn't rejection, it's redirection. Let me say that again. Saying no isn't rejection, it's just redirection. It's how you protect your peace, your energy, and divine assignment. Now, why is a two-letter word so hard to say? Just ask yourself that question, because anyone that's chiming in right now, you probably, just like me, struggle with saying no to people. But why is that? That's a question I definitely want to get all your feedback on. I want you to be able to jot, send it in the different messages, and let me know, why is such a two-letter word one of the hardest words to tell somebody? So for me, I had to start looking within. Why is it hard for me to tell someone no, that I can't do something? Even if I can do it, I'm not able to do it. And one of my mentors, he told me, he said, learn the power of no, because if you are on course going in a certain direction, and he used the analogy of a car. He said, and you have people in the car and everybody has a different stop they need to get off on. What that's going to do is deviate you, it's going to throw you off schedule. So if you're stopping at every exit to make sure you're accommodating their needs, what happens to you when you have to get to your destination at a certain time? You have to be prepared for something. Now you're all off schedule trying to accommodate the needs of someone else, which was not a part of your focus. It wasn't a part of your actual destination of having to get somewhere. And so it just really made me start thinking, like, whoa, the power of no. It's okay. And I'm going to go back to this again. No isn't rejection, it's just redirection. So me telling someone, no, I'm not available to do that, it's not hurting anybody's feelings. And a lot of times we equate to saying no or telling someone no because we're thinking through how they're going to feel, their emotions, and, what position is that going to put us in? But what about me and what I have to accomplish? We tend to not make ourselves the priority in our situations. It's always about how someone else feels. So let's look at it. What if it's a situation whereas you got a few $100,000 on the line, $1 million, whatever? It's a financial deal that can actually change and alter your family's lifestyle, position, whatever. And because you don't know how to say no to somebody that's going to cause you to lose out, you gonna lose out on that deal? Or you gonna put things in proper perspective and say, you know what, I'm not available for that right now, and it's not in the things that I have to get accomplished. It's not my assignment, right? At this present moment, I have to stay focused. Sometimes we got to see, how much pain are we going to cause ourselves by not saying no to somebody, because we're more concerned with their emotional well-being, opposed to realizing people know how to snap back from things. And the thing is, if they get mad at you for something that they're trying to throw on you, or if they're getting upset because you can't accommodate their needs at the time because yours are a priority in your life, then maybe you need to reevaluate that whole situation. But I don't want to get into that. I just want to leave that question for you. The power of no. And why is that two-letter word so hard for you really to say to people? So, like I said, I had to do inward search of myself to realize that, you know what? It's okay. It's okay if I can't be accommodating to everyone. It's okay if I say no to someone. At the end of the day, am I making myself a priority in this matter, in this situation? Because I'm a firm believer, people know how to Snap back. People know how to make things work out for themselves because they're going to make themselves a priority in their situation. So let me say this again before we bring this little coffee break to an end. And as we're all enjoying our tea, our coffee, our soda juice, whatever it is we're drinking, let me just really say this again to plant a seed so we can start watering. No, saying no isn't rejection. It is redirection. It is how you protect your peace. And remember, yesterday I said your peace is sacred. Your energy and your divine assignment, making you the priority in your story. So let's just remember no is a full sentence. And you know what? People have to value and respect that, or guess what? They don't. But for you, don't take on their responsibility of their emotions and how they process through things, but be free in your decision in saying no and knowing it's okay. So that's my little coffee brew for the day. So I hope it's something that I said that helped you. And please, it is so important that you leave your comments. Leave your comments if any of this is resonating with you. And also remember, all this podcast, the G Spot Experience, for me, it is all about one story. Anything we do in life, there's a story associated with it, I promise you. And so, especially me being a publisher, I'm always wanting to give people that space to in that platform to be able to share their story so the world can hear it. Or if it for you, if it's just to accomplish that I did it, I accomplished this, then whatever it is that works for you. But as a publisher, I'm always going to speak to the power of one story. And if you want more information and how you could take your story and cultivate that into something that can generate revenue for you, or just like I said, being able to get it out of you onto the pages so you could have a sense of accomplishment, then check out my website at www.hovpub.com, which is Hope of Vision Publishing. And so I look forward to connecting with you, but let's build this up. And I just want to read a few comments that are coming in. So thank you all so much for chiming in. And I'm so happy to see you too for joining in. So, and I see a few people saying I had to learn no. I did not know the power. And people don't understand. If you start saying, and this is what I said to my mom years ago, because sometimes it's associated with wanting to be a people pleaser and wanting to make sure everybody was good, even though you weren't. And so I said, Mom, you got to learn the power of no. And this was years ago. And then I had to tell my mom, but don't use that on us. That's for everybody else. Because once she learned the power of no, it was easy for her to say it. She realized her power. And so here we are, the power of no. If it's something you struggle with, what I want you to do every day, I want you to try using the word no on something or someone, and watch how you start taking bits and pieces of your power back, and watch how good you feel about yourself. Because when I tell you it's liberating, it's liberating. So as you have those experiences, make sure you come back and share it with the community, okay? So we can help empower somebody else to learn the power of no. So have a wonderful day. And I'll be back tomorrow, God willing. I will be back tomorrow with another coffee break. So join me again. And if anyone's interested in joining me in the studio, just send me a DM, let me know. And I'll bring you in the studio so you can be right here with me and we have this discussion. So have a great day. It's beautiful outside where I'm at. And hopefully the weather's beautiful where you are too. And I'll see you tomorrow. And say no. Bye now.